Have you heard of the Rotten Eggs deck? And if not, can the Rotten Eggs deck climb to the top of the meta and dethrone the big meta decks that are currently prevailing, such as Darkrai EX with Magnezone, or maybe Exeggutor EX with Celebi EX? Stick around as I'll cover the Rotten Eggs deck, the key build and cards to make the deck work, and afterwards I'll cover some tactical gameplay through a match with some additional narration. Hey, it's Insane Rider. Welcome to the channel, Budget Gamer. So this is the Rotten Eggs deck. Let me go ahead and give you a quick rundown on how it's put together, the thought process behind it, and then after that we'll dive into a match. So as you can see, it only is using dark energy. And while Exeggutor EX needs grass energy, the fact that we can use the A1a version of Exeggecute, there it is, A1a version, it can create its own energy. So kind of like the same concept of what we're seeing with Magneton firing up, energizing, and then converting over the Magnezone. Same concept is in play here. So in this deck, we'd have two Exeggecute. Of course, we're going to have two Exeggutor EX, which we all know is a very strong and powerful Pokemon. 160 health with up to 80 points of damage. One energy attack is just ridiculous at times. And Exeggutor EX can actually 3KO an entire deck and win everything on its own sometimes. With that, of course, let's talk about the two Darkrai. We will be running Dark Energy for the two Darkrai EX cards. And we'll be sniping at 20 points using the ability, Nightmare Aura, to apply extra pressure to Exeggutor EX attacking. And then it also, 80 points at 3 energy is quite powerful as well. That's within 2-shot range of most Pokemon. And then the extra Pokemon in here is a Mew EX. Mew EX is quite versatile with its 3 energy, which is colorless energy, genome hacking. And it's a great deterrent if your opponent's coming at you with, say, a 4 energy EX card. Maybe it's Mewtwo EX, maybe it's Charizard EX, or even some of the 4 energy stronger 3 diamond cards. Also, it's in here so that you can use your Pokemon communication card to kind of exchange out in case you're fishing for either a Darkrai or an Exeggutor EX. But let's go ahead and look at the rest of the deck. So we've got 2 Pokeball, 2 Pokemon communication, 1 Rocky Helmet. And the Rocky Helmet is there to toss on Exeggutor. We want to get as much damage potential, and so that extra 20 points damage coming back to the opponent attacking is crucial. We have 2 Professor's Research. Of course, we have 2 Erica cards. This is going to be our healing approach to keeping Exeggutor EX in the active spot. And we're literally going to ride or die with the Exeggutor up front in the active spot. So even though it needs 3 energy to retreat, we're just going to let it sit up there and do what it can until either Darkrai needs to step forward or there's 3 KOs. So in addition to the 2 Erica, there's 2 Sabrina and 2 Cyrus. And of course, that combination can be so key and so clutch in getting yourself a victory by chasing after either wounded Pokemon with Cyrus or swapping out maybe a weaker Pokemon with Sabrina. So that's the deck build. Let's go ahead and get into a little gameplay where I'll give a narration and a few more details on the tactical gameplay strategy. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and hop over and we'll get started. Okay, let's dive into a match. I'm going to go ahead and queue up. Random match. Let's get this battle started. My high-level strategy is basically to get Exeggutor EX to the active spot and attacking while I have Darkrai on the bench and I'm sniping and kind of storing up some energy in case Darkrai needs to step forward a little bit later in the match to start putting the smack down as well. All right, so I got a little Exeggecute I'll put to the front. Sitting on an Erica, Sabrina, Professor's Research, and Cyrus. So this deck is loaded up with a decent amount of supporter cards that hopefully help field and react to a bunch of different situations. So let's start with Professor's Research. Got a Mew, got another Erica. I'm going to go ahead and use Pokemon Communication. Now, Mew is in this deck for two reasons. One, to be a threat against a heavy hitter, a 4-energy Mew 2EX or a Charizard EX as an example. But it's also here to be kind of swapped out with a Pokemon Communication. Hopefully able to fish what I'm looking for. Alright, so I ended up with a Darkrai, so we'll go ahead and put... I should put Darkrai on the bench, but I'm really in need by... The big priority is getting Exeggutor EX going, so if I pull a communication card, I'm going to go ahead and exchange Darkrai in. I have no energy to play anyway to even do an attack. So with that, I'll go ahead and end my turn. On the other side, we got a Manaphy. We've got a Dratini, and we got a Druddigon. We got some lightning energy being assigned, which makes sense on the dragon side. Alright, let's see what we get. So I'm still... We'll go ahead and put this point of energy here. With that, we got Druddigon's got a 2 retreat. Manaphy is going to be able to feed some water. I think I'm going to go ahead and play a Sabrina right now. And with that, the wall's going to come to the front, and I'll go ahead and throw down a growth spurt. And maybe that wall will buy me a little bit of time to get to where I need to be as well. So Dratini's off to the races with 2 energy assignment. Of course, we know Dragonite is a heavy hitter. And that's obviously what we're going to have to... Dragonair, so they're getting closer. We're going to have to watch out for that Dragonite. Alright, so I've got a Pokeball. Let's see, that gives me a second Darkrai, so I'll go ahead and put Darkrai down now. And with that, go ahead and assign. I think what I'll do is... I'll play Sabrina again. I've got 2 Sabrinas, 2 Cyrus. Let's go ahead and throw that down. Let's see who comes forward. Alright, so with that, go ahead and assign that point of energy there. And let's see how this goes. Dragonite, not that far away. Not that far away at all. I'm definitely collecting enough energy to have a retreat with my Exeggutor EX. But hopefully I can pull one soon. Dragonair's up to 3 energy, so it's doing well. Little rocky helmet back there on the wall. That's a 40-point return damage. Alright, so I'm down to 8 cards left, and I've yet to see my evolution. I'll go ahead and put this helmet here. And with that, go ahead and throw down this attack using the ability. And next, I have no real choice, but go ahead and throw down another growth spurt. And with that, let's see what happens with my opponent. They've got a point of energy sign there. Looks like they can send around. They're going to go ahead and retreat back and put the wall to the front. And with that, it's my turn. All right, so I finally got my evolution. So we'll go ahead and get that evolution started. And with that, we'll start with, let's see, we might want to, I've got 2 Cyrus, I've got, yeah, let's go ahead and chase after this little guy. We'll at least get ourselves into 1 point. With that, I'm going to put down this point of energy here. That'll take that KO, and then we'll probably see Druddigon come back to the front. A 40-point return on that 160 will bring me down to 120. Now, we know everything's in group of 50s when it comes to Dragonite. So with that, I think I will bring myself down to 120 with a pretty strong attack. It's still going to take 2. 3 will make it happen. And but I'm going to have to do something. That wall will sit up there. So I'll go ahead and attack. Let's see if this gamble pays off. Well, a tail on the coin flip doesn't help. A little bit of a gamble here. Now there's a 40-point shot coming back, so I do have Erica, and so that's kind of why I'm kind of willing to do this. I got some heals sitting in my hand, and there's a Dragonite, and now my opponent's going to have to get a little retreat action going as well. And I think what I'll do right now is I won't play down the Exeggecute, but I will play down the other Darkrai, just so I can spread out some Dragonite damage. With that, I'm going to go ahead and throw down this heal. And I will put a point of energy over here on this Darkrai. I'm going to take a 40-point shot, so this will bring me down to 120. So a little bit of a gamble here, but we'll go for it. So I'll go ahead and attack. And tails again. I'm getting rid of my tails, so when I need it, hopefully coming up, it will ring home for me and bring me the victory. All right. So there's the double shot coming back to me. That puts me at 120. All right. So we're going to see, pretty sure we're going to see Dragonite come to the front. And Dragonite's going to let it rain. What I'm hoping for is, my Exeggutor EX kind of avoids 3 out of the 4. We know it's in shots of 50. So here we go. All right, so damage kind of spread all over. I'm looking for a Sabrina. Of course, I played those, so I've got Mew now. I will go ahead and put Mew down to the bench as well. Again, I'm just kind of moving my energy around. With that, I will put a second point of energy here. I'll throw down this other Erica. I get my heals in. And with that, now I'm hoping for a good coin flip. There we go. We'll take the heads. That's a good timing on that. I got rid of a couple of tails. So that puts Dragonite down to 60. I've got a lot of EXs. As a matter of fact, that's all I have is EXs on the table. So there's a lot of 2-point KOs potential for my opponent. And they just got 1 there. And that ties it up at 2. Fortunately for me, my Exeggutor EX is going to live to save the day, and of course my opponent's going to concede because I got that 40-point strike plus the Darkrai attack energy. That would have been a 60-point minimum strike with 100 on heads on the coin flip. So that's the deck right there. That is the Rotten Eggs deck, which is Exeggutor EX, which can hold its own. I've seen Exeggutor EX take down an entire deck all by itself, paired with Darkrai EX sniping from the bench. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, let's battle.